All right, we're here with Coach Aaron Swinson as we get ready for crazy, ridiculous, a lot of different words you can describe the next couple weeks. 7 out of 9 on the road to sort of finish the season. What's the message to the team now, knowing that we're going to be away from regular day-to-day Natchitoches home for what seems like for the next month and a half or so?
Well, like I tell them, and I told them this here yesterday, we got to take one game at a time, one day at a time, and go from there. You know, it's going to be a long stretch. We know this. We just got to be prepared for it, approach it the same way we approach it if we were here at home. Now we got to be on someone else's home court and just kind of be poised and just go out there and just, play hard.
First game of that stretch is Wednesday night at Abilene. One of the statistically best offense in the conference. They're averaging 80 points a game, leading the conference in field goal percentage, a lot of different other offensive categories. What makes them so dynamic on that side of the floor?
Well, they spread you out. They penetrate, they pitch, you help. The most important thing is being able to defend them one-on-one. And, we can go to a zone, but they shoot the ball really well from a zone standpoint. So we just got to do what we have to do in order to contain them, contest them, box them out, and run our stuff.
So knowing that going in, and I know you don't want to give a whole lot away as far as game plan is concerned, but are you leaning one way or the other as far as, because they have the two guards that have done very well, averaging 700 points or something a game, but going in trying to defend that, knowing that they have the capability to shoot, but also knowing that they you sounds like man-to-man is also an option for defense.
Well, the thing about it is, once you match up with someone, that's a person you got to make sure you defend. They have a guard play that's really phenomenal. They have a post player that can actually shoot the ball. I think the last game against UIW, their post player, the 5-man, she actually had 5 or 6 threes. So we got to know that coming into the game, this particular person can shoot the 3 from the outside. So this is a more face-up type team. They like to get downhill. They like to penetrate pitch. These are things we're going to work on starting today because the game plan starts today.
So looking at our side of it from that perspective, where do you feel like our strength is going into the game?
We got to, obviously our defense have been our strength sometimes in certain, parts of the game, but we can't have laps where we stop, we go down, and we don't score. We stop, we go down, we don't score. So we got to figure out a balance where we do stop, we got to score some way, somehow. Whether it's field goal, whether it's free throw. Somewhere down the road, we have to definitely convert.
Yep. Looking back at this past game against Central Arkansas, I knew it was going to be a defensive game throughout or going into it. Certainly turned out that way. And we talked about post play and getting production from somebody other than Kira. Vic definitely stepped up in that role for sure on Saturday. We had Jazz and Tristan do that on Wednesday. What's been the past week or so? How's that been as far as finding those people and getting them on more consistent basis to have that production?
Well, we definitely got to be consistent about it. We got to have more than one person to actually have a good game. One person, that's not going to help us. But if we had a balance, from 1 to 13 players that we have on the team that can score, that can do something to contribute, whether it's a rebound, whether it's defensive stop, it works out. It helps us. But we can't have 0 across the board with some players that's playing significant amount of minutes. So it's going to be important that we have more than one person that comes in the game and actually do some things. Vic had her, second or third double-double in her career, which is good, but at the end of the day, we lost the game. And we need somebody else to step up, and because this is the last time she's going to play against this team, or those seniors going to play against that team here in Prather.
What's been sort of the transition like over the past week of time? Obviously, you had to jump right in with 2 home games and kind of keep the ball rolling, so to speak, as far as the season is concerned. But what's been the transition like over the past week for you and
well,
the
just accountability. That's the first thing. Another thing is just being aware of what we really want and how we need to implement things, trying to change the culture a little bit more, which we're slowly starting to do. and the players are buying into it. So we just got to keep that going, continue to work hard, continue to be good teammates, continue to be good students off the court, and things of that nature, because it's important for these young ladies. So then when they leave this university, they go out into society and they're that much more polished.
All right, Coach. We'll appreciate you again this week. Like I said, we'll talk after, or you'll talk to Tony after the game on Wednesday, and then we'll get your thoughts on Houston Baptist coming up with the second of 3 straight on the road. Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.